Hey guys, what's up? This is Rob with Wonstar Reviews. Thank you so much for watching. It is Sunday night. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Today is May 1st. It is my birthday. It's May Day. Happy birthday to all those people that have May Day birthdays. I'm not 50 yet, but getting pretty close. Today is also the first day of the month of May that we're celebrating Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So grab an Asian friend that's close by to you, hug their neck, tell them you appreciate them. I'll give you my address if you need it. All right, so today we're gonna do by special request, I'm gonna show you guys how to cook lo mein. Now, let me preface everything by saying I'm not the end-all be-all lo mein expert. I don't know what I'm doing professionally. I've never worked in a Chinese kitchen or anything like that. I just know I've been experimenting over the past couple years. I know it works. I know my kids love the way I do things. I'm just gonna give you guys the baseline of the lo mein. I'll tell you like when you can add your own ingredients and make it special, make it your own and everything. But first and foremost, I'm gonna show you guys the two types of noodles that I use. This is my go-to right here. So you gotta go to Asian store. I mean, the first time I cooked lo mein, I used spaghetti noodles. It was meh. But you gotta really go somewhere like an Asian grocery store and get something that's the real deal. So this is the stuff I get right here. I don't know if I could, it's not focusing well here. It's just Canton style noodles. They're flat noodles. Gosh, why isn't it clear? There we go. Well, whatever. You guys can read that. Egg noodles. I'll put a link in the description below so that you guys can go get this. Again, these are really cheap too. I mean, you get all these noodles here and it's only a couple of bucks. It's actually very cheap. The other one I use is something like this. This is more like, it's pancit or pancit, however you want to call it. This is like a Filipino style rice stick noodle. And this is more like probably what you'd see at a restaurant, you know, because the noodles are more rounded. They're not flat like these. Like you can see, these are kind of flat here. Man, why are we not focusing? Right. Anyway, okay. So what I'm gonna do is you're cooked both the same way. I'm gonna cook these right here because that's what I did the other day. I'm going to go 3 minutes. Boiling. Let the water boil first. It doesn't matter how much water it is. I mean, just enough to fill the bowl. Just enough to fill this thing. What are these things called? Saucepan. Just enough to fill this, and we're just going to add 3 of these in there, and then we're going to let it boil first, and then we're going to pull for 3 minutes. All right, so we're back in. See, I filled up the saucepan with water, and I'm just going to let it boil. I got it on super high, whatever this is. Yeah, high, right here. I'm just gonna let it boil, but while it's boiling, or getting to boil, let me show you what all the ingredients you're gonna need just to make this baseline lo mein. So we'll scooch on over here. All right, so the most important, well, they're all important. We're gonna add some salt, just regular sea salt to the water in a second, just to flavor it up a little bit. But here are the ingredients that you're gonna need. You're gonna need some soy sauce. I use Kikkoman low sodium. And then if you have dark soy sauce, you could use it too. It's more for color. I like it. It is a premium dark soy sauce. You got, like I said, you can't get this at Walmart. Okay, you can get the Kikkoman at Walmart, but you can't get this. You got to go to an Asian store. So break down, bite the bullet, head to your local Asian grocery store. All right, and then some type of garlic. I use this minced garlic, just a little bit, and then this is olive oil for the pan frying. And then this is the secret ingredient I use here. This is MSG. I got this, I forget where I got this from, Amazon or something. Definitely use that. It enhances the flavor. It is not bad for you. And then some sesame oil, which I'm just about out of. All right, pure sesame oil. All right, so I'll come back in 3 minutes while this is boiling. We'll put the noodles in. All right, so we're back in. I forgot to put salt in the water. We're at boiling now. Just put a little bit of salt in there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the noodles in. Like I've said, I'm just gonna put 3 of them in here. 3 of them will probably give you, it'll probably serve 2 to 3 people. Okay, so 3. So I guess maybe one of these is like 1 serving, I guess. All right, so we'll just put 3 in there. Sydney comes home tomorrow from cheer, so she'll probably want some of this. All right, so just kind of toss them in there. And then I'll set the timer for 3 minutes. Doesn't take very long to cook. if you guys cook spaghetti or anything else, you know, 7, 8, 10 minutes sometimes for some of that pasta to cook in. This stuff cooks really quickly, so 3 minutes is all it takes. And then periodically, I'm going to just, you know, run my spoon in here, kind of try to break it up. You want things to start to separate after a while, but I am not going to bore you doing that. So you just got to watch it a little bit, you know, let it cook. In 3 minutes, it'll all be ready. All right, check back in 3. All right, so we're back in. We are right at 3 minutes. I'm gonna turn the timer off, and we're gonna turn the heat off. Make sure you've been stirring it around a little bit. You don't want to have clumped up noodles, right? Who wants to eat lo mein that's all clumped up? Okay, so that was only 3 minutes, and you can see it's all pretty separated. It's fully cooked. All right, so we're just gonna give it a little, yeah, making sure everything looks good. Okay, now here's the part that I screwed up the first time that I made this. Actually, the first couple times. All right, you need to have a little strainer. So we're just gonna pour it in here. And you know, when you cook spaghetti or whatnot, and you put it in that strainer, you kind of let it sit there, you know, and you just, for what I do is I usually just serve it from here, but you have to cool it off. You have to stop it from cooking immediately. Okay, so I got this cold water running, and you just gotta basically hose it down, man. You gotta make sure it's all cold by the time you're done. So you gotta get your hand in there, kind of move it around, just to make sure, because if it's warm at all, it'll continue to cook, and then it'll get really, you know, not good. It's really soft. You're not gonna like it. Okay, so that's pretty good. All right. So now this lo mein is just gonna sit here for a second. Okay, you gotta dry it off. You know, get all the water out, because you don't want that water to be, you know, splashing in your wok. Okay, so while the noodles are kind of getting dry in the strainer, I pulled out my wok. Now, unfortunately, you're gonna need a wok. So this is another thing that you're probably gonna need to buy. I don't know if you can do this in like a frying pan or something like that. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't chance it. If you're gonna cook lo mein, if you're gonna cook fried rice, I say you get a wok. This one's a peasant wok. This is not like a real one that you would, you know, see in an Asian kitchen or anything. This thing's super heavy. It's scratch resistant. This is not that, you know, that cool stuff. So no wok hay going on here tonight, guys. Just a regular wok, and you're gonna need a couple of things. Actually, I'll just use some tongs here, and then we'll use the spoon too, because you kind of need to, you know, move everything around once it's in there. So let's go high heat. Now, if you want to add stuff, if you want to add stuff like carrots or broccoli or anything that actually needs to cook for a little bit, I would do that first. I would use the wok itself. You could, you know, just put your olive oil or whatever cooking oil you use, and then you could just cook those vegetables first, because if you do it after you've put the noodles in, it's not going to have time to cook. So like things like carrots that take a little bit of time, peas too, something like that. I don't know if you put peas in lo mein. I don't. But things like spinach or something that, you know, cooks really quickly, like kale, you don't have to do that. You could just put that in after the noodles have been set. All right, so just a quick caveat on that, because if you don't do that, your carrots are gonna be hard as heck, and your peas are gonna be cold, or whatever else you're gonna put in there. All right, so you gotta get the wok kind of hot, right? You wanna get a little bit of hot. Now, I'm very paranoid. Move the camera back up real quick. I am very paranoid about water and olive oil, hot oil in a wok, because every time I did it, it just exploded. I'm very paranoid with it, so I do not oil the wok. I put the noodles in first, and then I put the oil in. Now, I think it tastes the same. You guys may disagree, but this is the safe way to do it. So I hate the mess that it makes when I screw this up. So once the wok is kind of like at a decent temperature, you can kind of feel it. You can kind of feel it, right here. Let me get the lo mein, and hopefully you have let all that water out, so it looks just like this. Here, let me show you. So it looks kind of like this, right? I got my hand under here. It's not dripping anymore. Well, it is dripping a little bit. But we're gonna slowly put this in, just like this. See what I'm saying? Like the water comes. Okay, so I'm freaked out now. Okay. All right. So right now, the noodles are in. So now you just gotta, toss it around a little bit, get it ready, make sure everything's separated. And then this is when we'll just add our stuff. So a little bit of soy sauce. I don't measure, just kind of go a couple circles around. Hit your dark soy sauce, just a little bit, not as much. This is where you can add your garlic. I'll throw a little bit in the middle there. Oh, forgot to add the olive oil. Like I said, I do it after. Okay, and then sesame oil, just a little bit. I only have a little bit. And then make sure you put in that MSG or you know, hopefully you have some of that. You can't go wrong by adding a little bit too much. It's not like it's salt or anything. It just looks it looks kind of scary, but the more the merrier on the MSG. Okay? And so you can see the noodles are now getting kind of dark. Actually, they're really dark. I think I put too much dark soy sauce in there, but you can see the color. This is the kind of the color that you need right now. Okay, so you kind of just toss around, and then this is when, you know, once everything looks like you got, you know, the right color that you want, this is when you can add in your chicken, your pork, your spinach or cabbage, or what else do I put in here? Kale or anything else that cooks really quick, and then you just throw it on top, and then you just toss it around until everything is cooked. Okay, so this should be it right here. You know, all you do is just throw all the ingredients in, keep tossing it around, and that should be it. All right, so this is how I do lo mein noodles. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what other ingredients you guys put in here to make it special. Keep trying it, right? It's not a you know, exact formula, exact science. You're just gonna have to put the ingredients in and just, you know, judge by the taste, and then add or remove, you know, next time. Again, but this is how I do it. Thank you so much for watching. This is Rob with Wonstar Reviews. Stay safe. God bless you. Do yourself a favor. Love your neighbor. And we'll see you next time.